Conference championship weekend has officially come to an end, and the final college football playoff rankings and the college football playoff bracket has been revealed. So in this video, I'm going to recap the top 25 and give my thoughts on the new playoff bracket. Now let's start off at the bottom of this thing. The committee does have Memphis at number 25, and I think this is very well deserved. Memphis had some ups and downs this season, but they did end their season with a huge win over Tulane. If Memphis had a shot to play in the American Championship game, I think they would have won. At number 24, the committee has UNLV, another group of 5 team that is pretty deserving of the top 25. 2 of their 3 losses come to a top 10 team in Boise State, and their other loss was a tough loss to Syracuse on the road. So you can't take away much from UNLV this season. They have had a pretty decent season and their quarterback stepped up for them. At number 23, the committee has Colorado. Some people would say they expected this type of season from Colorado, but other people were not expecting Deion Sanders in Colorado to pull off this type of season. They could have went further and made the Big 12 championship game, but regardless, a 9-win season is still a huge step up for them. And I think it is pretty certain that Deion Sanders is not going anywhere. He's already working in the portal and in the recruiting trail. He's going after a 5-star quarterback of the future in Julian Lewis, and he's also going after Caden Salter, former Liberty quarterback, in the portal right now. So this Colorado team is set for the future, and they will be playing in a decent bowl game against BYU, and I'm interested to see what they can do. At number 22, the committee has Army. Army really did have a decent season. Their only loss comes to a top 5 Notre Dame team. They are a well-coached football team, and they are definitely deserving of this ranking. At number 21, Syracuse makes their way into the top 25. They actually have multiple wins over top 25 opponents. They have had their lows on defense, but Kyle McCord has been passing the ball super well. He leads the country in passing yards. Fran Brown was an excellent hire for this team, and I'm excited to see what this Syracuse team can do in the future with them at head coach. At number 20, the committee has Illinois. A lot of people were expecting a down season from Illinois, but there's always a couple of surprise teams, and Illinois was one of those teams. The offense definitely took the right step forward, and Luke Altmaier really stepped up at quarterback. They had solid skill position players as well, and Brett Bielema has done a great job with this Illinois team in 2024. Let's give props to Illinois. They earned themselves a decent bowl bid against a very good South Carolina team that I'll get to in a little bit. But at number 19, the committee has Missouri. Missouri probably wasn't as good as people expected them to be. They had some injury issues, but they did have a good finish to the season, winning their last couple of games, and the offense really stepped up. And they will also be getting a decent bowl bid. At number 18, the committee has Iowa State. Iowa State made it all the way to the Big 12 championship game, but their run defense could not stop Cam Scatterbo. But Iowa State may be playing in the best bowl game outside of the college football playoffs. They will play Miami in a few weeks, and I am interested for that game, because Iowa State's strength is their secondary, while Miami has one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Cam Ward. But the committee does have Iowa State at number 18. At number 17, the committee has BYU. They will be playing Colorado in the Alamo Bowl. BYU definitely had a good season. Look, they aren't a super talented team. They didn't do anything crazy in the portal, but they were just in this together, and they have a lot of experience on this team. And they have a good head coach who has been doing this for over 10 years, so let's give props to this BYU team. At number 16, the committee has Clemson, and they are the 12th seed in the college football playoffs. Dabo Swinney's experience in coaching has helped lead this team to another ACC championship game, and Clemson's defense really helped them out as well. They had that tough loss to South Carolina, but they did bounce back. And right ahead of them at number 15 is South Carolina, who beat Clemson. Look, it would have been cool to see South Carolina make the college football playoffs. I really think this is a team that could have made a run because they have been on a winning streak and their defense has been playing phenomenal. They also have explosiveness on offense, and they've been one of the hottest teams in the country. So it is unfortunate that they did get left out of the college football playoffs, but it was still a great season that Shane Beamer put together. At number 14, the committee has Ole Miss. Ole Miss is another team that really could have made a run in the college football playoffs. I really hope the end goal for this college football playoffs is 16 teams with no first-round byes. I think it would make it well-balanced, and teams like Ole Miss and South Carolina could definitely make a run. But the committee does have Ole Miss at number 14. Unfortunately, they have had a lot of opt-outs, and they don't get a great bowl game. They are only playing Duke. It was definitely a down season for Ole Miss. This was supposed to be their big season, but regardless, they are at number 14 in the playoff rankings. At number 13, the committee has Miami. Miami has to feel like a team that got snubbed from the college football playoffs, but their defense was just too bad this year and they didn't have a good enough resume. It was still a great season for Miami, and Mario Cristobal has this team heading in the right direction, but it will be interesting to see what they do moving forward without a quarterback like Cam Ward. At number 12, we have another playoff team and the Big 12 winner in Arizona State. Arizona State is one of the hottest teams in the country right now. Cam Scatterbo is an absolute beast. He's the only running back in the country with over 1,000 rushing and 400 receiving yards. This is a young team playing with fire in their hearts right now, and this team deserves to be in the playoffs. And at number 11, the committee has Alabama, and they are the final team to get left out of the playoffs. Maybe in another world, Alabama belonged, but they really didn't belong in this 12-team playoff field. They have 3 losses, and they gave up 40-plus points to Vanderbilt, and they lost to Oklahoma by 20-plus. So I am glad the committee made the right decision. And at number 10, the committee put SMU. This is definitely well-deserved. SMU really didn't play a good first quarter against Clemson, but we saw a very good SMU team show up in the second half of that game. SMU is still a good football team, and I am taking them over Alabama. And the committee agrees because they do have them at number 10. At number 9, the committee has Boise State. Look, I don't actually think Boise State is a top 10 team, but they've done everything they're supposed to. Their only losses to Oregon, and Boise State has secured a spot in the playoffs. At number 8, the committee has Indiana. It'll be interesting to see if Indiana can make a run in the playoffs. I doubt it, but they are a well-coached football team, and maybe they find something. The college football playoffs is absolutely wide open, and Indiana is the number 8 team in the country. And as we get into the top 7, I think all 7 of these teams could sneak their way into the national championship game. And number 7 is Tennessee. Look, no team in college football has looked dominant, maybe outside of Oregon, but Tennessee is a team that runs the ball super well and plays very good defense. And lately, the offense has been playing better, so maybe they have a shot to make a run, and Tennessee is number 7. And right ahead of them at number 6, I have Ohio State. It was an embarrassing loss to Michigan, but this is still one of the best teams in the country. So definitely keep an eye on Ohio State. They could make a run, and I'm definitely certain about that. At number 5, the committee has Notre Dame. Look, we'll get to the bracket in a minute, but I would not be surprised if Notre Dame made a run all the way to the national championship. Notre Dame has the largest margin of victory in the country, and I don't think the SEC is as dominant as previous years. So Notre Dame could definitely be an SEC team or two and make their way into the national championship game. The number 4 team is Penn State. Penn State has had their ups and downs, but I really liked what I saw from their offense in that game against Oregon. Their offense has been playing better lately, but Oregon just beat them in a shootout. I think Penn State is a good team, and maybe they can make a run in the playoffs, but there's definitely still some things to clean up. And the number 3 team in the country is Texas. Texas has no ranked wins on the schedule, which is pretty concerning, but both their losses come to Georgia. And I really don't know if you could put anybody above Texas. Their defense has been dominant. The offense still has concerns, but they have taken care of business all year outside of beating Georgia. And at number 2, the committee has Georgia. Georgia has had their ups and downs, and like I said, anybody could step up and make the national championship game. But Georgia might just be the most dangerous team in the college football playoff because we know who Kirby Smart is. And of course, the number 1 team in the country is still the Oregon Ducks. This is very well deserved. They are the only team undefeated left in the country, and they have been the most consistent team in the country. But anyways, let's move on to the college football playoff bracket. As you can see, Oregon has the 1 seed because they did win the Big Ten. Georgia is the 2 seed because they won the SEC. At the 3 seed, we have Boise State, which is very interesting. Nobody would have thought a group of 5 team would be getting the 3 seed in the college football playoffs. But Boise State really did have a great season. The 4 seed is Arizona State. They went on a great run and did just enough to get a first round bye. And the last conference championship to make it into the college football playoffs is Clemson. And they will be playing on the road at Texas in a first round game. This is going to be a low scoring battle, but this is a game that could have Texas on upset alert. We also have 6 seed Penn State hosting 11 seed SMU. I would assume Penn State would win this game, but this is not an easy win for Penn State. I think we could see some big upsets in the college football playoffs, and this could be one of those games. We also have Notre Dame, who will probably be hosting a cold playoff game, and they will be hosting Indiana, who is a team that is having a historical season. So that's going to be another fun matchup. But the matchup I am most excited about in the first round is the 8 seed playing the 9 seed, and those teams are Ohio State and Tennessee. These are two of the best rushing attacks and best defenses in the nation. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins those games. I'm not going to give my predictions until next weekend, but this is what the bracket looks like. I will say one flaw about this bracket is that Oregon probably has the toughest path to the national championship game, and it's really not fair. I get it, they do have a bye week, and they will be playing in the Rose Bowl in the quarterfinals, so they will have home field advantage for the most part. But if you look at the bracket, the left side of the bracket is easily more stacked than the right side of the bracket. And it is very likely that Oregon will play Ohio State and Texas back to back. And those two teams could outright win the national championship game. So it's very likely that Oregon could be playing in two national championship games before they even make it to the national championship game. They really need to fix this, and it needs to be fixed as soon as next season. But regardless, I am very excited for this bracket. Like I said, I will do my actual predictions next week, so definitely tune into this channel. But you guys let me know down in the comments below who you think will win the 2025 National Championship. But anyways, let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content. And we basically cover everything on this channel, so definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.